Hi, welcome to Adventure RC, and today we're talking about locking at the differentials on your TRX4. So I've got one that's partially stripped down here. All you need to do is take the cover off here, but there's a couple of things you need to do looking at servicing. So some people have asked me, what do you need to do a service on a TRX4? And there's a couple of things I generally have to have knocking around when I'll do a full strip down or whether I'll do a part service. So look up now in the top corner, or something should ping up there hopefully, regarding a quick 10-minute clean. It's only a 5-minute video, don't worry. So it's a quick 5-minute video on our 10-minute clean, and our clean works. I've been doing that for the last couple of years now. It's a fantastic way of cleaning the car off, enough for you to service it and then be able to oil it up ready for next use, okay? Apart from that, there's a couple of things we use for a service. Now we've got some top tips as well, which you'll ping up in the top corner in a minute. Basically just a few servicing tips and a few tips and tricks that we get round. But for our servicing, what we use is GT85 to at the end of it, just to re-lubricate everything up, make sure nothing sticks next time you go out. Really good stuff. WD-40 for those stubborn fasteners. And we've also got, if you're going to be using metal drive shafts or metal prop shafts, keep them, prevent them going rusting. That's a perfect choice for everybody. Also, if you've got any motors, if you're not running a brushless system, you're running a brushed system, to keep them active and keep them working, a little can of this, you can buy the small micro cans to take out with you in case it gets clogged up, just to blast it all out. That's great stuff. Always recommend. Engine oil, 1030 engine oil. Watch our other video. That includes a section on using engine oil for dampers as a cheap alternative, which works absolutely fine. I've got a bit of 4 wet oil, so made for bikes, but it's for when they get wet, etc. That's really good. Grease is the big one. So for us, I use LM2 grease, which is a multi-purpose grease, lithium-based grease. You can see, just bog standard grease. This was £7 for 500 mils, and it's lasted a couple of years now. Some people spend a lot of money on really expensive grease from all over the world. But generally, if you strip them down once every couple of weeks or months or even yearly, so for some of these cars, that one gets done yearly, I just put that grease in it and it's been absolutely fine for the last 3 or 4 years. So I'd recommend that. It's cheap, you can go through loads of it, makes no difference, and it's easy to get hold of. Okay, that's the best. So the main point about this video is to talk about how you completely lock your differential. So this has been stripped down just to the point of getting this bit out, which is the important bit. So you'll remember or if you're looking at your TRX4s, you'll notice that on your TRX4s you've got the cable, the selector cable that comes into here. It's got a hook on the inside, and then it's got a selector fork basically that moves a case to lock or unlock the differential. Yeah. Now there's a couple of ways you can permanently lock it. The first way is what some people do is permanently glue that case in. So as you can see, the makeup of the differential now, you just clean some of that grease off so you can see it properly. So that sits inside there. You've got a gear there. You've got a bearing, large bearing in the centre. You've got a bearing on the end. I'll take that off. A selector fork. So there's differential there. Let's take a closer look. So on the differential, as you take it out, it'll be located like that inside there. You've got a hook on there, you've got a selector fork there, which is a plastic fork, and it'll be looped around this little cage here. Okay, so when it's unlocked the differential, that'll get pulled out, so the differential can then spin and it's unlocked. Yeah, what we want to do is you want to permanently lock it, if you do want to permanently lock it. So if you want to permanently lock it, some people glue that permanently in place there. But then again, you've got issues if you want to take this bearing off or take any bits and pieces out to any servicing, you're kind of stuck with it like that. So the easiest thing to do is to lock it in place with a washer. So take this bearing off here, do all your normal servicing, take it off, re-grease it, put the cage back on. Now this washer we're using here, you can pick up pretty much anywhere. It's just a bog standard washer, but it's the thickness and the diameter is quite crucial. I'll show you one here. Apologies for being upside down. This is a 21mm in diameter washer. You can probably get away with a 22, but essentially, and this one is a slightly bent washer. So you can get flat washers, which will be absolutely fine. Mine is slightly bent, and the reason why it's slightly concave in there is that that'll fit over the race like that. It doesn't protrude from that cage. It fits quite nicely onto the sort of spline there, But then when the bearing goes on, the inner race of the bearing, the inner face that you can see there, actually contacts the washer, which there makes a nice bearing surface, and it allows the bearing to spin freely. And the reason why the thickness is quite crucial is you don't want this bearing protruding past that inner shaft there. Okay, that's got to be flat. Yeah, so you can see that's flat there. If you had a washer that was too thick, that'd be protruding out there and it won't fit correctly inside your house, and then you get a premature wear of the bearing and things will just go wrong quite quickly. But that's quite nice, compacted quite nicely in there, and you can pick a pack of them washers up for, you know, pence or cents. You might even have some knocking around a shed or something like that. So that's all I've done is I've popped that washer in there, and that's permanently locked in place. No changes there. The only other thing you're going to have to do is remove the cable. So if you're not going to use the cable again, just snip the cable off and block the hole up. I've just used some silicone to block the hole up on the outside, and I've done a dab on the inside to block it up, and therefore you're going to get no ingress and dirt in there in the gearbox. Okay, in the differential. And you'll see now, with that bearing in place, spins freely. There's a bit of movement there, which is what you want, not too much. And the bearing is not protruding too much out the other end there. It's good fit. And there you go. That's how you lock the front and rear differentials permanently on a TRX4. The other ways of doing it then is you can buy a TRX4 Sport differential, which you should be able to see on the screen now, which is permanently locked, which will obviously cost you money. This way it'll cost you no money whatsoever, apart from a washer that you may have lying around, etc. Okay. So yeah, all you do then is grease it back up, and then job's a good one. If you've got any questions on how to lock your differential or anything going on forward, please let me know. Please subscribe. More importantly, please subscribe for more content, and give us a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks for watching.